Here's Carlos Santos ready to get this one started. Off we go from Soldier Field. Here comes D. Eskridge on the return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now the former Texas A&M Aggie. Here's Devon Achane. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. Finding space inside the 40. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. On play action, it's Tagovailoa. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
That is caught side of the end zone. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Here's Williams to begin with a pass. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Toss right side to the tight end, Komet.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
DeAndre Swift, the intended target, and it's going to lead to fourth down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he will have that first down. Taking a chance here early in the game, but they convert on fourth down. On the bootleg, it's Williams. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. First down, Chicago.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Space to run inside the 20. And he's in. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Chicago.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes, just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
Santos, good on the extra point. And the Bears move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. Up the sideline at the 35. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Here's 2. That's caught by the tight end, Smith. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run. They catch them off guard a little with the pass, and they take advantage of it with a big gain downfield.
That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Waterani brings it to the red zone, taken down inside the 20-yard line.
Explosive plays. Teams understand just how valuable they are in regards to the ability to score points. Typically, they come through the air, Mike, and this...
To the goal line and in. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here's Williams. That's complete. It's Odunze. They face second down and 7. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll get this underneath to Swift. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Soldier Field. Following this, here's 3rd and 7. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He's got a man. That's DJ Moore. And he will go all the way. DJ Moore. Touchdown Bears. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the first down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. On the return, Malik Washington. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Achane. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tua. Going for it all. And that is incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, considering how this offense has played the first couple possessions, I'm surprised that one wasn't completed. It seems like that's the first miss of the game. Continue to push the ball downfield. Continue to build on this momentum because so far they've come out hot in this one.
They're going to go. It's Tua. And that is not going to work. Incomplete. And they turn it over on downs.
You know, I think there's certain times, Mike, throughout the game that call for a very aggressive style of play. I'm just not quite sure this was one of those situations, but I guess we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the game.
They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift. Finding space at the 15. And he's going to take this all the way home. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Chicago. He had the touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Sending it deep for Waddle. That is brought in. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 81 yards. Touchdown, Miami.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
So now this to get them back to even heading into the break. The kick is good. And the Dolphins will even the score. It's now 21-all. So, a new ball game. We are all tied. Final moments of this first half as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. So, 1 half in the books. 2nd half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the 2nd half. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Swift. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
The big tight end, Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out, go up for an offensive rebound, and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Does not work out, and it results in a turnover on down. Tua, going to give it to Achane. He'll be taken down at about the 33-yard line. T.J. Edwards there on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. Play action. Tagovailoa taking a shot downfield for Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose. and forcing third down. To throw is Tua. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down. Now it's Tua. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. Now Tua. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. That is caught, and he'll take it on in. Jonnu Smith, touchdown Miami. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. He fields it at the 8. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. First and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5 at the 37-yard line.
On second down, it's Williams. This one high, over the middle, but complete. A lot of terrific quarterbacks from Southern California, and here's another one. The rookie gets his team a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They will run it over center with Swift. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here's second and 2. They'll go play action here with Williams. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Off play action. Here's Williams. A throw on the move is caught. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. On the give, here's Swift. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. To throw, it's Williams. This one taken in by Odunze. And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they...
I had to take a chance on 4th down, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again, this time at their own 8-yard line.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Second down and 8. A handoff, it's Achane heading left. And he's going to be brought down up past the 20. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Here's a give to Achane. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. On the handoff, this is Achane. He'll get this up to the 30, about a yard or so short of the first down. On third down, they'll go with Achane. Trying to get to the edge, and he will not get there. As a matter of fact, he was taken down behind the line. And that brings up 4th down. Punt team headed out for the Dolphins as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Williams. He's got his tight end down the field. That's Komet. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
They certainly wasted no time trying to take advantage of that great field position, and I love it. So often we see teams either in sudden change or when they have a shorter field to go, they want to strike early. There is such a correlation in the NFL, Mike, between explosive plays and your ability to end drives with points.
So a win here for the visiting Dolphins. And it was their defense.
For the Bears becoming 10-71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Set for football now on a sunny afternoon in the second city. And off we go from Soldier Field. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing right away is Williams. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw, Williams. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
They'll go. Here's Williams. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. 2nd and 9. Mayfield now from the 50. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He finds his target. It's Evans. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
To throw, Mayfield. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. Mike Evans. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucks are on the board first here this afternoon. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, good return up past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Looking to throw is Williams. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Lewis.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a third down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To throw, it's Williams. This ball nearly intercepted. A once-in-a-season chance for the big fella, but he couldn't corral it. Fourth down, straight ahead. Here's Williams. And this is caught. He hits more. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore, 47 yards. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. In motion left, Godwin. Here's Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And that will force a turnover on downs. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Now 2nd and 9. To the air, Williams. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left. He tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Mayfield to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early to have the defense react too quickly, and you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Now Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Bears will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing is Williams. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Off the play fake, it's Williams. And that one complete downfield to Allen. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Keenan Allen, 43 yards. And the Bears will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Mayfield down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Third and 19. Mayfield. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although the way, nice connection there for a really nice game.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. Well, Charles, they were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Santos' kick is up and through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Once again, it's Irving. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
On the move past the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Throwing, Mayfield. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Baker going to give it to Irving. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll set up to throw. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers are back within a score. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's more. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Swift. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. He'll buy some time right. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man. And
they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. On 4th down, here's Williams. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. An incompletion there on 4th and goal from the 3. And the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A big opportunity to tie it with 3 or take the lead with a touchdown. Their defense definitely did their part with that pivotal 4th down stop. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Mayfield on play action. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
This is 1st and 10.
From the gun, Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Mayfield to throw.
Airing this one out for Evans. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They took a big shot there for the end zone, and if he finds a way to come up with it, that might be your game winner. But it was not to be. The coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's Baker.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now Mayfield. And that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Jacob Martin. And the Bears have just about sewn up this football game. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. And he is going to have the Bears first. And that should be the capper.
I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Swift.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw, it's Williams. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Levante David.
And the Bucs come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like